Okay, welcome back to the Chaos with Care podcast. We're back again, and the title of this episode is going to be
Too Good to Be Fat.
We are talking about GLP-1s today. We have looked into it a bit and written down some talking points and things we want to address, and that's what we're going to do. But real quick, before we start that, I wanted to read you something, MG, and this is something I would have just shown you at work, but it's so goddamn funny that I was like, okay, I'll show you on the podcast. I found a story on Reddit, and it was in the Off My Chest subreddit, and I'm not going to name the user who posted it because they have since deleted their account, so I'm guessing they don't want any history of this online. But here's how it goes. It's a text post. The title is, I managed to fuck bug eggs. Throwaway account for reasons that will become incredibly obvious. So I'm currently writing this Saturday in the bathroom, vomiting with everything in a trash bag. Here's how I accidentally fucked bug larvae and eggs. A few months ago, I bought a men's sex toy on Amazon because I'm a horny virgin. What more can I say? Anyway, I put this in the bottom drawer of a tall unit wrapped in a towel so it would be a little discreet. God forbid anyone found it. So I've been using this for a few months, obviously washing it after each use. About what I would guess was a week ago, I used it when I was half asleep, and I must have forgotten to clean it. And as it is a summer night, I am usually too warm to sleep. To combat this, I have been sleeping with my windows open, which usually helps. The downside is that I live in the countryside and open windows attract bugs. The unit right beside my window, I repeat, the unit is right beside my window. Tonight, I decided I was going to use it. I booted up my phone and went to town. When I finished, a small amount of yellow revolting. A small amount of yellow revolting smelling liquid squirted out of it, and then I suddenly remembered I had used it about a week ago and not cleaned it. I thought this was disgusting, but not worth getting rid of. So I placed it in the drawer so I could quickly clean up before I deal with it. I snuck to the bathroom, trying not to wake anyone up, and as I sat on the toilet and took my pants off, I noticed there was a bunch of white and slightly yellow tiny rice-looking stuff. I originally thought that somehow the inside of the sex toy had degraded and left a bit of it on my penis. Oh, how wrong I was. After inspecting my penis a bit more, I noticed that all these white things are basically the same, and so it couldn't be what I originally thought. After a couple minutes of looking confused at my cock, I noticed translucent white one with black and one on one end. Then it moved. Dear God, everything clicked. A bunch of larvae grew, eating my semen. I immediately froze in shock and disgusted. After a few minutes staring at my dick, I got in the shower and started washing it, and I mean scrubbing it. And then I went to my room and put everything in a trash bag, which is laying in my room across from my bed. This is the most disgusting thing that has ever happened to me, and I hope it stays that way. Medically, what should I do to make sure I don't get any infections without seeing a doctor, as I am way too disgusted and embarrassed? Anyways, there's the story on how I raised bugs with my cum.
So, okay. This is interesting, I'd say. So
Yeah.
now I'm curious, if I just started putting some of my semen in like random objects around the house, I wonder what kind of little terrariums I could form with it.
That'd be a fucked up way to form life. Holy shit, dude. That'd be so gross, though. And something would probably come out of it. But something probably would, especially, just bugs and bacteria. They can live off shit like that, right? Definitely.
I don't know, but I mean, he basically raped like generations of bugs with his dick.
It's fucked. That's a good way of looking at it. It's kind of... Anyways, the top comment is, I've been staring at the keyboard for almost 5 minutes and I still don't know what to say. And then the guy underneath him said, bro, you are amateur. I already let my mind wander. First, I'm imagining a bug crawling up the OP's penis hole and then burrowing inside and bursting out later. And then I started to think about how these bugs feed off his jizz. And what if this was super nutritious and now produced an army of superbugs? Maybe the protein from the cum strengthened the ecoskeleton of these bugs, and now they become impervious to our pesticide.
Yeah, I like the way this guy thinks. Yeah.
Me too. Anyways, yeah, just wanted to tell you about that. perhaps the worst post-nut clarity episode in history, possibly ever.
Did he say he got rid of the sex toy?
He said he had it tied up in a bag in his room. So he probably kept it, honestly.
Yeah, I would just wash it out and sterilize it and clean it. And
No big deal. Just stick your dick right back in there. Get cozy. It's gross.
and what bugs is he afraid of? They're probably just like flies,
Right.
like little gnats or something like that.
Right.
Ain't gonna hurt nobody. It's not like a spider crawled in there and
It's
did spidery things.
You're right. There's no problem with this at all. I don't know why the guy's freaking out. I would
Sometimes you accidentally fuck bugs. I don't know. What do you want?
I would tell him your words of encouragement, but like I said, this whole dude's account is deleted. I tried to look it back up, but it's not there anymore. So it's a good thing I screenshotted it, because fuck, poor guy's gonna have to live with that. But with that, I just had to get that out of the way. We can start our Too Good to Be Fat episode. Why don't you lead us off here, MG? What did you bring to the podcast?
Well, basically, we're going to be talking about GLP-1s. I know, and me talking about this, there's going to be a slight bit of hypocrisy because I am a fatty boombalatti. But as we go on, I don't know. I've got some reservations, and there's some good uses for it. Just like anything else, though, we'll probably get into the abuse of it as well. But really, what I want to talk about is very brief, just where it all starts. The early 90s. Endocrinologist by the name of John Ing, still practicing, still doing his thing. Somewhere down the line, he finds a compound in Gila monster venom, which is a lizard that we have in the United States.
Okay, I was gonna ask.
Yeah, southwest area.
Okay.
So in the venom, he finds this compound, and it's called Exenadine 4. And what it is, it's almost an exact mimic of the GLP-1 hormone that you find in our gut when we eat and put food in our tum-tum.
Mm-hmm.
Start to dissolve. Pancreas produces the insulin. Hormones produced. Communicates to the brain, and this is what's telling you that you're full or getting full. That's kind of where it all began. And then as we'll get into, the decades go on, study and research, they're trying to synthesize it. And the very first real application for it in the medical field was for type 2 diabetes.
Yeah, not type 1, just type 2.
Yeah, people with a severe, people probably like a severe obese problem, eating food, and that's obviously, really bad for people with the diabetes type 2,
Right.
because that's where they find themselves in the situation to begin with.
Mm-hmm. And that seems like it would be a very good treatment for type 2 diabetes. So kind of hard to knock it,
I know.
for that application.
Yeah. And to be honest, I know some people on it. It would be absolutely a miracle drug for them because of all the comorbidities, all the negative health concerns that come with having type 2 diabetes.
Yeah.
For a long term, the effects of that are pretty terrible.
Yeah, they're pretty
savage.
savage.
Life-threatening, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I go on and I think about like my own personal position of being very overweight, but then also like, what does it actually mean to actually want to try to lose weight the old-fashioned way, to go out, to be more active,
Yeah.
to actually make changes? And it is hard. You really have to have like a whole lifestyle change of your life it's all habits, basically.
Yeah.
Involving food and not having too much of a sedentary lifestyle.
Absolutely. When you get into those habits, they're very hard to cut off. I mean, that's just kind of how it's designed, which kind of ties into what I was wanting to talk about on this episode, which is like just the health industry and the food industry and the pharma industry as a whole, and kind of how they connect and intersect with each other. I do think that what you're speaking about, which is like lifestyles, I think unhealthy foods laced with like preservatives and toxic chemicals that are banned in other countries, the excess amount of sugar that we're willing to put in everything, and as a society we just eat it, I think is pretty fucked up. I think there's a reason why a lot of other countries, first world countries, don't allow a lot of the shit that we don't allow. And I'm not going to give like a statistic as to like we allow X percent more shit in our food than other countries, because that's really hard to compare, especially with like cosmetics and stuff. But there are some specific chemicals that I wanted to talk about that are allowed in our food that are not allowed in other places. And the reason for that is lobbying from big corporations, kind of like Nabisco, Frito-Lay, Coca-Cola, Nestle, of course, huge offenders of this. They lobby money into our government system, and then they're allowed to put this shit in their foods for us to eat. And it's just not good for you. It's a cheap way of making it. The preservatives make it last longer on the shelves. It doesn't go bad. I don't know about you, but I am sick of bread and buns in my pantry sitting there for fucking 30 to 60 days. I mean, maybe even longer if I forget to throw them out, but like not a single instance of mold on any of it. It's fucking gross. I mean, if you make it homemade, there'll be mold on it on your bread in like a week. The enriched wheat flour is basically just flour that's been stripped of everything in flour that's actually good for you, and it's just the shit left behind. And when you do take that out, that also extends your shelf life. The chemicals that I want to talk about that these companies are allowing into all their foods would be, to be specific, I'm talking about titanium dioxide, potassium bromide, ADA, BPA, Red 40, Yellow 5. Those are the main ones I wrote down. There's plenty more, but those are outlawed in most other countries, especially the EU. The EU has their own regulations and whatnot. All of those are illegal in the EU, but they are perfectly legal here. And we know about the bad health effects, the adverse health effects of all this stuff, the cancer-causing chemicals, the forever chemicals. You know, it is a thing. It's real, but we still allow it into our food. And I think that's fucking stupid, because it's getting people to be fat and get addicted to that lifestyle. And it's really easy to fall into that because that food is typically more affordable. You know, it just is. Your healthy food costs more. Once they get you fat, then your health, it's in decline. And then you're going to the doctor, you're getting heart meds, you're getting insulin prescribed to you, which insulin prices are absolutely insane right now. And that ties in with, you know, even the pharmaceutical industry is in on the fattening of America, because they profit off of all of these unhealthy people that have these heart problems and everything. Well, they go to their doctors, they get prescribed all this shit. The hospitals make money, the pharma industry, they're all making money. It's one big fucking racket, it feels like. Now, can I tie it all together? Can I blur the lines? I don't know, but it's just something I've observed. Everyone makes money off that. They sell the poison, and then they also sell the cure. And that's 101. You're forming habits over generations. And now we've got GLP-1s, and GLP-1s are kind of like, they're the next big thing. They're fucking huge. They're everywhere. Everyone's on them. It's going to outsell any weight loss regimen that you could imagine. It's going to outsell any diet plans, whatever, any other medications, because everyone's on it. Everyone wants it. It's literally the American way. Just a quick cheat code. Take some pills. Just take some medication, and that'll make it all better. And I feel like we kind of use that as a cop-out in America for so much shit. I don't know. It's hard to talk about without going off on a tangent on fucking everything. But
the history. I'm sorry to interrupt, but the history of like all these. It doesn't help. There's a lot of fad diets.
Oh yeah, dude.
And some of them do work, like Atkins, keto. You know, like that kind of stuff. That they actually like. Keto in itself, or the ketogenic diet, once again, I don't think it's meant to be on a long-term thing, but it's, again, that was being recommended by dietitians to diabetes patients.
Mm-hmm. You know, I'm a firm believer in keto as a guy that was on it myself.
Right. So there's also like there's also like snake oil being sold out there as well. And
Yeah.
our country has a long history of selling bullshit and marketing and whatnot. And weight loss is no different. Weight loss pills that they would sell at the gas station, stuff like that, which would basically just be like fucking legal speed, you know?
Yeah. Those were the days.
And they still do they still kind of do a version of that now, which they prescribe, but it's a lot more mild, but it's still like a very low grade amphetamine.
We love to do that in America. Fix all your problems with some pills. And I really think we need to get away from that because it's just damning to our society. Like I said and touched on with the lobbyists earlier, the lobbyists fucking run half this country. I mean, they have the final say. They're the ones pushing the money to these politicians and getting their shit approved in a court of law.
Well, and it's hard to get rid of, or it's hard to get away from it too, because we've touched on the level of advertising for prescription drugs in this country,
Yeah, we have talked about that on
which
here
is
before.
really not allowed anywhere else.
No, it's just us.
And so like it's become part of like Western medicine on our level that we do has become part of our culture almost. Not everywhere. There's a lot more access to information and whatnot because of the internet and social media, so on and so forth, etc. Like people have access to information a lot more easy. It's a lot easier to gain proper information now. And then, yeah, you can get a little into the weeds as far as like, oh, if you eat too much kale, it gives you butthole cancer or whatever, even though kale's supposed to be good for you. You can get into that minutia. But for the most part, eating a well-balanced diet that's fairly clean and barring any genetic or allergies or whatever, and then being active to some degree for what, like 130 minutes or whatever they say, and lifting little weights.
30 minutes a day or something.
Yeah, it's going to increase your longevity. It's going to slim you down, and that's what you need to do. But another thing to it is the American lifestyle of just working. Like working a lot of overtime, whether you're in manufacturing or nursing or whatever, or trucker. Our job fields, can be real restrictive to that just put us in a state of just like go to work, come home, eat, go to bed,
Very well said.
trying to find time and leave a window in there for activity like that, like just going to the gym for even just 45 minutes. Like, it just feels like it's become more cultural.
Yeah.
And it shouldn't be. All the stuff you just said is absolutely correct. This company, or this country rather, is basically
you ain't wrong.
forming. Right? Yeah. Well, yeah.
Go ahead.
But it's basically profitizing off of people being sick on a very massive scale.
It's a huge issue, and I'm not even gonna go into. I didn't even want to dive into Medicare and health insurance and all that shit, because that's a whole other can of worms. But when you tie all this together and everyone that you think about, man, they're making fucking profit off these citizens. The healthcare industry too. I mean, there's that CEO got shot over this shit. Remember Brian Thompson? I mean,
yeah,
everyone is sick and tired of. If you want access to healthcare and better health, you're gonna have to pay out the ass for it. And even if you do have a good insurance plan or even a bad insurance plan, you're still paying for it. The insurance companies are going to fight you tooth and nail every step along the way, trying to make you pay more money out of pocket. That's another issue we have in this country. Like I said, I don't want to talk about that because that's a whole nother episode in itself.
Sure.
But it's kind of depressing.
To really back up what you're saying about all the bullshit they put in our food and what it does to us, I have a real life example of someone that came from Mexico. So there was a woman that I used to work with. She was a younger gal in her mid 20s. I worked with her for about 2 years. There was at one point in time we were having a conversation because she always liked to go back to Mexico and then bring us back like Mexican candy.
Mm-hmm.
And we just got on the topic of like food, like what food she's finding over here in the States that she likes and whatnot. And one of the first things that she mentioned was the lack of just like fresh foods.
Yeah.
Sure.
Because
down there, everything's like it was wherever she was at, I should say, it was fresh food available daily. They go to the market, they get whatever. And then when she came over here, she started to realize that it was less of a thing, and then also started realizing she was quickly gaining weight because she started then eating like the quicker meals that we have. Like we perfected the fucking microwave dinner, man, which then like exploded into like the whole frozen section
Yeah.
of your grocery store, which most of that shit nobody should be touching
You're
besides
so
ice
right.
cream. But
What'd you say?
besides ice cream. But yeah, no,
That's dairy.
yeah, there's basically, if you look at the whole entirety of your grocery store, is you only really want to be hitting the outsides of it.
Yeah, the
Then-
produce section.
Yeah, because all the other fucking dry good aisles is all just processed bullshit. If it's a box or can or it's frozen.
I know. And this is nothing new. This doesn't come as a
No.
surprise to anyone. We just accept
No.
it. We're just cool with it. It does taste good. It is great.
It
But
does.
it feels like we're in too deep to go back.
Our taste buds are fucked too.
Our taste buds are way fucked. I mean, shit, go overseas, man. Try their sodas. Try anything. And it's night and day difference. We over sugar everything. It's just sad. But what are you going to do? I mean, I'm not going to pretend that I haven't fallen prey to this either because God knows I like to eat shit too.
Yeah,
Shitty food.
absolutely. We grew up on it.
Right. Quite literally.
So we have to actively seek it. We have to come to Jesus moment in our head. We're like, oh God, yeah. Most of the shit I ate during my childhood was just absolute garbage.
Oh yeah, dude.
And
Very
then
well
trying
said.
to break that cycle. But a lot of people, even people you work with, people, your friends, family, whatever, a lot of people don't break that cycle. They're still just like going to the grocery store, buying the same bullshit over and over again.
Yeah.
I mean,
Straight up.
I think that there is becoming more of a demand for fresh foods and whatnot. You're starting to see
Totally.
a lot more people like, on their own little farm, like growing fruits and vegetables. Farmers markets are becoming more readily available
Fuck
in
yeah.
our area, and where we're at is a very rural part of the country, and that was not always the case. Even just little small towns of like 2,000 people are having a farmers market during
Yeah.
the summertime
Or
because
like
that's when
a collective farm even.
yeah
A farm share, whatever the hell you call that, where everyone just plants a little something and then everyone shares.
co-op.
Co-op, sure.
Something.
Yeah.
Okay.
I really do wish we had something like that in Eureka because I would absolutely go to that. But we don't. I think we have a farmer's market once every few months, maybe, something like that. And it's popping. When they have it, it is popping. I went to the last one and it was just, there was so many people there that were just wanting to buy local. And I love that. I think that's great. But that's just not really in our culture that much.
No.
It's just not. We
No.
like our craft dinners and shit. But anyways, I'm not trying to act like a victim here. I'm saying it's easier to fall prey to this system than, any other country. So that's my piece. Okay. Well, I have a next talking point here. I also want to talk about marketing. So the marketing for GLP-1s right now, it's pretty in your face. It feels very coordinated. GLP-1s are everywhere. Serena Williams is taking it, yada, yada. Hollywood is pushing it really fucking hard. And really, like what you touched on earlier, it's meant to treat obesity, like extreme obesity, honestly, and type 2 diabetes. But it's being marketed not for that at all. And I don't think doctors and the GLP-1 companies are being really honest about that point with consumers. You see all these ads on your social media and on TV, and fuck, they're just everywhere. And it's not showing these obese people at all. It's showing people that need to lose like 10 or 20 pounds. Someone who's pudgy, who could use a little bit of weight loss, but nothing like serious, And it's like, they're making it seem like if you're just a little bit overweight, you should probably just get on a GLP-1 because it's easy as fuck, Oh, wait, would you agree with that? Am I tripping here?
I would think that there's been a shift away from body positivity to now we're back to making people feel shameful for their bodies.
Yeah,
which
absolutely.
Which, if I'm being honest, I don't think there's a little bit of right to that because you should I don't like that I'm this heavy. I know exactly why I am this heavy, but I do not like it. And I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like I can fucking wear like tight shirts and shit and go out there and or
Pick up
just
bitches and
I'm
be the cool
I'm
guy.
not disillusioned by that. So there does need to be a little shame, but you can definitely, because that's the way it's an old formula, like with like magazines, and now with like the spread of social media and celebrities on social media and influencers and whatnot, you can easily shame girls, if not boys. Particularly girls are easy prey.
Yeah.
And to be shameful about their bodies and then just be real manipulative that way. You can really fuck with people's heads that way.
Absolutely.
And that's wrong. Instead of like doing like the old Arnie Schwarzenegger back in the days, like going to schools, like encouraging PE and kids being active and shit like that.
The G.I. Joe shit.
I mean, that was actually doing good in the country. Or even Michelle Obama when she rolled out with what she was trying to do with her campaign to get people healthier and whatnot.
Yeah.
These were programs that we really needed, but much easier to manipulate people if you use like whoever, Ariana Grande. You put that bitch out there and just like, look at her. She looks like a skeleton puppet. You could look like her too. You know, like,
Yeah.
I want to look like a skeleton puppet. So yeah,
It is wild.
that's what enter whatever actress or actor they're putting in their famous celebrity personality.
Yeah.
You can
Serena
just-
Williams is the biggest offender for me. Dude, she Olympic athlete.
How the-
Serena Williams is on GLP-1s. I don't believe that. I don't believe that for a second. I think she took the pay and did not take GLP-1s.
Sure, yeah, I know what's going on. It's money.
You're absolutely right. And I've got other things that the conspiracy side of me is like, well, maybe it's this and maybe it's that. And honestly, okay, what if they're trying to get us used to the idea of eating reduced amounts and being okay with it? There's a push right now to get people off of red meat. A lot of things happening right now that it's like, okay, it feels like the country's trying to shift us away from red meat with like the ticks, the boxes of ticks from Bill Gates. Thanks, my guy. We really appreciate that. There's a lot of alpha-gal cases this year, and they say it is dramatically increasing. Beef prices in general, they're going up. There's more methane restrictions going out, and it's like, okay, well, what if that has something to do and it coincides? I don't know, but I did speculate on that, and so I do apologize. It's just in my nature. I'm always like, well, what's really going on here? But normalizing deteriorating bodies in Hollywood has been a thing for a while now, and they've been doing it with Ariana.
What's that shit with the fucking cheekbones?
It's
And
I don't know.
They're taking something out, aren't they? Where
Yeah.
they look like Ariana Grande was the first one I thought of because, in my eyes, she used to be on a level of attractiveness that just seemed completely impossible.
Yeah,
And when I would just look at her, I was like, God damn, she's so beautiful. And then after she did like the Wicked bullshit,
Wizard, or Wicked.
yeah, her face just became like this narrow thing. This is basically just it
I
looked
know.
like something was taken out and then
Skin and Bones, dude.
I don't know.
Something's up with her too.
Didn't-
I was just reading that her most recent album is basically her suicide note. If you look into the lyrics, it's all sorts of fucked up, and
I feel,
something's up with her for sure.
I would feel bad because she obviously got very famous very young,
Yeah,
so she's very impressionable and whatnot.
very
so I would-
susceptible to predators in the industry, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's always a conspiracy with me, I swear to God. Oh, and of course, cultivated meat being grown in labs, that is dramatically on the rise as well. It's becoming more and more popular. You're seeing it in more and more stores. It's like they're trying to get us off red meat. I swear to God, I'm not making this up. Look into it if you're not on this train already, because it's a thing. But like I also said, it's hard to tell if it's all connected or not.
You can go down whatever rabbit holes you want as you,
You know
do.
I will. It is
Right.
money. I do wholeheartedly
It's
agree.
100% money, and here's why. So here's the modern day statistics that we have involving this drug right now.
Hit me.
Today's current usage for any major GLP-1. Now we're talking like the big, especially the big. There's others, but the big four is like Ozempic, Mounjaro, Wegovy, and then there's another one. There's another one called Zepbound. So those are the big four being prescribed,
Mhm.
right? So current usage, it's like 1 out of 8 people in the U.S. alone. That is 12% of our population.
Is on a
Is
GLP-1.
is on a GLP-1 program.
That is fucking crazy.
That rate has doubled in the last 18 months. A lot of people on it. All right. And everyone.
I did not realize it was that high.
It's getting to the point where everyone's kind of probably has somebody, friend, family, coworker that they know of that's on it, or at least admitting it. And then GLP-1s right now they're the biggest drug category globally. And what I mean by that is your cancer drugs, your drugs for your heart and whatnot, anything. It is number one. The sales of these drugs for the GLP-1s in total globally are $132 billion.
Fuck, man.
And just for the big four alone, which is, again, Ozempic, Wegovy, Mounjaro, and Zepbound, is $69.5 billion the same year. With the current numbers that are happening, the projection and the forecast of it keeps going up and up and up.
Mm-hmm.
And even right now, it stands as the number one selling drug in history, type of drug in its class.
That's crazy.
In history.
Just a fucking weight loss drug takes everything else.
Yeah.
That's fucked.
And
That's so much money.
Yeah,
Sorry.
there's there's no sign of slowing down either at all.
No, we're leaning into it hard. We really are.
They're going to run into the natural hurdles that pharmaceutical companies usually do, is like patents will run out and stuff like that. There's going to be cheaper. When those run out, there's probably already cheaper versions of it now where people can copy it as a generic drug and whatnot. But still, it's not going away.
I got an ad just the other day. $30 a month. Lock it for life. Lock it for life. They're already trying to get you on a plan for life. It's so dystopian. It's hard to believe that this is what we're doing with society and the weight issue in this country. And I'm not knocking anyone that takes the GLP-1. I don't want to shame anyone at all.
Not at all.
For taking it, because
fuck,
maybe I should be on one. But from what I understand, you're gonna have side effects from taking this, and that's something that we should probably touch on. But it's not like it's just a miracle drug, right? It's not like there's nothing that comes along, no consequences that comes along with taking GLP-1s. And so what I think, from what my research told me, is that really, if you're considering getting on a GLP-1, you need to do a risk-benefit analysis. Calculate the benefits of getting on it compared to whether you didn't get on it at all. Some of the long-term side effects are gastrointestinal issues, accelerated bone and muscle loss, nutritional deficiencies, and gallbladder and pancreatic issues, and thyroid cancer. Those are just a few. There's obviously a lot more potential long-term side effects that comes along with it. But okay, if you're gonna make your body susceptible to getting any of those issues involved from taking the GLP-1, is it worth it in the first place? For some people, and you know, you're obviously not going to contract all of those or whatever. Maybe you'll get lucky and you get none of those side effects. Whatever. That's a moot point. As a whole, those are some of the side effects. Is your life going to be better accepting all of those potential side effects, whatever may come, than not? Really is I think what people should probably be thinking about.
There has to be long-term effect. This definitely feels too good to be true. Just think of in terms that you're fucking with your gut. Now, aside from the people that need it because they have,
Dude,
they
if
have
you're 500 pounds.
If they have severe health concerns, it makes total sense because there are drastic things, or not even drastic, just like there are treatments, there are certain things that people can go on because there's other shit coming their way, the health wise, that are going to be way more detrimental
Exactly.
than what long-term effects could come with.
Mm-hmm.
But just if it is becoming a mass thing, and this is the new diet craze, you're talking about, like, if you're just trying to lose 30 pounds, and then people are going to get addicted to it. If not, they are already addicted to it. All right. So you're fucking with your gut. Your gut is is what a lot of people would agree and talk about, is your gut is almost more complicated than the brain. There's a lot of stuff that's going on in your gut that's tied to, like we said, the GLP-1 itself is a hormone. There's a lot of different hormones going inside your gut.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of stuff that ties people to like there's a lot of things that people say that ties to like depression and whatnot. That's also communicating to your brain.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
So
just
like
not a field I'm familiar with.
no, but I don't think no. I mean that's just the tip of the iceberg. And there's a lot of stuff that doctors I don't think like gastroenterologists don't really understand what's going on with your gut because it's extremely complicated.
Sure. I never thought about it like that, but it makes sense.
So now you're taking this drug, and it's doing some complicated shit down there.
Yeah.
It's fucking with your pancreas, bro.
I'm sure.
It's true if like someone was to like starve themselves or like go on a lower caloric diet, and if they're not doing like any kind of supplement routine or if they're not lifting or doing some kind of resistance work training, there's gonna be muscle loss and bone density loss too.
Yeah.
That's with anything. So that's something that needs to be pushed regardless with however you're losing weight. But now we're talking if you want to really get into the void and the darkness of the long-term effects, like who the hell knows? Because
Yeah.
it seems like you're just messing with some shit down there that if you didn't need to mess with it in the first place, if it was just you trying to lose 25 pounds, 30 pounds, trying to get that beach body like your other girlfriends and all your other girlfriends are shooting themselves up. Blah, 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 blah. Like if that's all you're doing, like I just really think you're playing with fire. I just really think there's just not.
Yeah. I know you
It's
kind of
not
said
great.
that jokingly, but really that is exactly what's going on.
Yeah.
Very well said.
With that being said, would you like to hear from our ad sponsor today?
Sure. That sounds good, buddy.
Okay. Have you tried every diet yet nothing seems to work? Are you having trouble fitting exercise into your busy schedule? Well, at Dick Holster's Research Laboratory of Science Institute, we've come up with the perfect solution. After studying the recent health events involving Taylor Farms lettuce being contaminated with the parasite Cyclospora, we've synthesized an easy, all-natural weight solution, presenting CycloShakes. Our program is simple. Phase 1, drink 1 CycloShake for breakfast. Phase 2, be near a restroom at all times to start what we call your waterfall to weight loss. You'll see results within your first week. So jump on the bandwagon for weight loss with CycloShakes. Oh, and it includes a jingle. Do you want to hear it?
I would love to hear it.
Here it is. That's CycloShakes.
Fuck me. Those guys are smart. Capitalizing.
Yeah, they saw it.
Uh,
Oh, yeah, and that is from the Dick Holster's Research Laboratory of Science Institute.
Dick Holster. These guys, they just
Yeah.
love our podcast. I
Very
love that.
diversified.
That
What
is
they
hilarious.
What they do is for you and me across the world, making products that everyone enjoys.
Dick Holster. That's epic. That's epic. Okay. Well, really, I think that pretty much wraps up our episode. Now, we did have one more thing that I had tasked you with. Do you remember?
You wanted me to come up with a movie recommendation and a song recommendation.
Movie of the day, song of the day. I only say this because MG and I are both audiophiles and cinemaphiles. So if there's anyone you should take music and movie advice from, it's us two. So with that being said, what you got?
Okay, so for the movies, I would highly recommend, especially to you younger folk listening, if you have not ventured into the world of Kevin Smith, you need to watch his. I'm going to give you 3 movies for the price of one. It's what's known as the Jersey trilogy. It's actually starts up with his very first movie, which was Clerks.
Yes.
It's a fantastic fucking movie.
Saw it a long time ago.
The next one in that trilogy is Mallrats.
Never saw that.
That one's pretty good. It's fun. It's pretty fun. It's kind of campy. Very Kevin Smith. And then the third one, which is probably his. I would argue it's his, with the exception of Dogma, because Dogma was so good and on its kind of own level. Chasing Amy.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, it's a fantastic movie. It's just about a guy that is falling in love with a girl who happens to be a lesbian.
Oh,
and then it just kind of goes from there. I think it's one of his best movies because he's actually now like starting to write really, really well,
okay.
and the contents and still being like very, very funny. A lot of his films were very dialogue heavy too.
Yeah,
And
I
then-
know. His humor is, it actually does get me pretty good. It's
Yeah.
so stupid.
Yeah. So
Okay.
that would be my movie recommendation is once again Clerks, Mallrats, and then finishing up with Chasing Amy. My music recommendation is I've been listening to this indie band from Amsterdam recently called Personal Trainer.
Never heard of him.
I think they're relatively popular where they're at, and it seems like they're doing a lot of clubs in like London and whatnot in the UK,
Okay.
all around there, but very good. So look them up, Personal Trainer.
Personal trainer.
Yeah, any song. They're gonna come out with a new album, I think, pretty soon in September.
For me, saw the Odyssey last weekend in IMAX. I got to jump on the bandwagon here. It's fucking incredible. Go out and see it in theaters. It is worth your money and your time. I know everyone's strapped for time these days, but god damn, it's a whole ass experience. I'm not even gonna cap. That shit was fucking awesome. It delivered.
Good.
Nolan so hard. Oh my god. And I'm not a spoiler kind of guy, so I won't spoil nothing, but it's a 3,000-year-old story. So if you haven't heard the story yet, just go in blind, I would say. Yeah, great movie. And for my song recommendation, a few weeks ago, I was watching Obsession, and there's a moment where Nikki gives a homeless man $20, and there's a song that plays, and I was like, what is that? It plays real quick. I was like, what's that song? That's fire. That sounds great. So I Shazammed it like I do, and the song is called There's No Other by Felly. Highly recommend. I am not recommending the whole artist as a whole. I'm just recommending the one song, There's No Other by Felly. It's great. It's fantastic. The vibes are immaculate. And that wraps up our episode, except for, I forgot. We did forget this part. We're going to watch something, I think.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
MG had told me he wanted to play this on the podcast. And MG, why don't you fill us in on what we're about to watch?
I think this actually ties in really well with the GLP-1 conversation. And if we were looking for a case like we had been trying to mention for people that definitely probably need it to some degree at least, it might be these gals. God bless them too. I love them. Basically, just to give you just a little bit of insight of what you're about to watch is there's these heavyset gals that are going to your Disney World, your Universal Studios, your Dolly World, whatnot, and they're seeing they're testing out rides for other fatty boombalatties to see whether or not they are too big to ride the ride or not.
Fucking epic.
Yeah.
Who knew this was a category? Fuck. Thank you, MG. All right, let's watch what MG has brought for us.
Make sure you like this video and follow us for more plus-size tips and tricks. The Velocicoaster is a thrilling Jurassic World-themed roller coaster located in Universal's Islands of Adventure. As if dinosaurs aren't scary enough, this ride goes very fast and upside down. I highly recommend trying the test seat before waiting in line. The seat is molded and there is a divider between the legs. The safety mechanism for this is an
God.
Get in
over-the-head
there.
lap bar. My name is
Yeah.
Stephanie and I am wearing the purple and blue shirt. I am
Yeah.
a size 2X and wear size 20 pants and a
Okay.
44F bra. I was
Shove it
not
down.
able to get the green
Squish
light
it.
at
Oh, she's
first,
giving
but
us
Katie gave
dimensions
me a
and
push
everything.
And I was
Yeah.
able to get it to turn green.
Yeah.
So I do think that I
Get
could
in
have
there.
tried
If
the
it
employee
turns
was
green,
willing
you're
to push
good?
down the
Yes.
bar for me.
No
The ride
shit.
was
So they're
broken
doing the
down
hard
this
work
day,
for
which I am
people.
very grateful
Yeah.
for because that
That
looked
might be
really
kinda
scary
nervous
and I
about
did not
going
want
to a
try.
Disney
Katie
park.
is wearing the blue skirt and wears a size 3X top and 22 pants. Her bra. Have
Not
you been
surprised
dying
by
to
the
ride
Buc-ee's
Velocicoaster?
logo.
Are you worried about fitting on rides at Universal's Epic Universe? Hey everyone, we're plus-size park hoppers, and we range
Plus-size
in sizes
park
from 2X
hoppers.
to 5X. We tried out the rides at Epic Universe and made this pocket ride guide to help make your trip a little easier. Make sure you follow us and save this video for your next Epic Universe trip. My name is Stephanie, and I'm 5'2", wear a size 2X top, 20 bottoms, have a 46-inch waist and 56-inch hips. Katie is 5'2", wears a size
okay.
3X
Got it.
top,
Got it.
22, 24. Have you been dying to ride the Scrambler at Dollywood?
Get
We
up.
weren't sure if you'd fit.
Oh.
Hey everyone, we're plus-size park hoppers. We range in sizes
Oh, there's
from
5 of
2X
them.
to 5X. Make sure you like this
They
video
travel in
and
herds
follow us
usually.
with
Would you
Instagram to
ride
get
with
into
one
the
of these
ride
gals inside the Scrambler? and be on the outside?
Oh, Jesus Christ. If I had to, I mean, yeah, I would try to back out of line. Probably. I don't want to. I don't know about that. Yeah, just that's a fucked up question. Why are you making me answer that? Fuck you. Well, that wraps up our GLP-1 episode for sure. I think that's a good place to end it. Thanks to everyone for tagging along for this episode. And if you enjoyed the episode, send it to someone you know that might enjoy it. And we'll see you next time.
Bye, fatties.